Hello everybody, it is your favorite Miss Chaplin. I may be the only Miss Chaplin you know, in which case I'm still the favorite. You may know like 12 or 10, in which case I'm still the favorite. Anyways, ignore my blue blocker glasses, they are preventing my eyes from going blind thanks to all of the staring at screens that I've been doing. I, today, am going to read my favorite part from To Kill a Mockingbird. This part literally makes me cry every time I read it. I have prepped myself so I won't cry this time on camera, hopefully. Okay, so this is at the end of the book, right after Scout takes Boo Radley home, drops him off, and he walks inside. So here we go. Neighbors bring food with death, and flowers with sickness, and little things in between. Boo was our neighbor. He gave us 2 soap dolls, a broken watch and chain, a pair of good luck pennies, and our lives. But neighbors give in return. We never put back into the tree what we took out of it. We had given him nothing, and it made me sad. I turned to go home. Streetlights winked down the street all the way to town. I had never seen our neighborhood from this angle. There were Miss Maudie's, Miss Stephanie's. There was our house. I could see the porch swing. Miss Rachel's house was beyond us, plainly visible. I could even see Mrs. DeBose's. I looked behind me. To the left of the brown door was a long shuttered window. I walked to it, stood in front of it, and turned around. In daylight, I thought, you could see to the post office corner. Daylight. In my mind, the night faded. It was daytime, and the neighborhood was busy. Miss Stephanie Crawford crossed the street to tell the latest to Miss Rachel. Miss Maudie bent over her azaleas. It was summertime, and 2 children scampered down the sidewalk toward a man approaching in the distance. The man waved, and the children raced each other to him. It was still summertime, and the children came closer. A boy trudged down the sidewalk, dragging a fishing pole behind him. A man stood waiting with his hands on his hips. Summertime, and his children played in the front yard with their friend, enacting a strange little drama of their own invention. It was fall, and his children fought on the sidewalk in front of Mrs. DeBose's. The boy helped his sister to her feet, and they made their way home. Fall, and his children trotted to and fro around the corner, the day's woes and triumphs on their faces. They stopped at an oak tree, delighted, puzzled, apprehensive. Winter, and his children shivered at the front gate, silhouetted against a blazing house. Winter, and a man walked into the street, dropped his glasses, and shot a dog. Summer, and he watched his children's heart break. Autumn again, and Boo's children needed him. I really tried not to cry. It always gets me. The thing about that last part is Scout's realizing all this time Boo was kind of acting as a guardian for them. It might sound a little creepy, I will admit, but Boo could see the whole neighborhood. He could see it laid out before him. He watched the kids as they played, which again sounds creepy, but he did it in a friendly kind of people-watching way, not in a, "ooh, those kids look nice" kind of way, okay? Anyways, and he kind of built a rapport. Scout could kind of feel that to Boo Radley they were important, and that's why, even though Boo Radley has this intense dislike of leaving his home, even though he's very much a shut-in who does not like other people, he came out of his house and he saved 2 little children from being killed because he loved them that much. And this is literally why I cry every time, and I realize that it's weird, but I'm gonna cry because it just makes my heart feel good. I hope you liked that part. I hope that it didn't strike you as too creepy, because really it was meant to be a very heartwarming moment. I guess we'll see. Guys, this book in general, I think there were parts of it that were incredibly upsetting. I think even if you kind of knew how Tom's case was going to go, it was still upsetting. You still were hoping for better. Even though it was taking place in a Jim Crow era, Alabama, Deep South, even though you probably knew that there were going to be a lot of racist jurors on that all-white jury, even then, I think part of me at least really, really thought there was a chance that Tom would get off. And that didn't happen. This book really does remind us, as far as we've come, we still haven't reached the end of our goal of equality for everyone. So I hope that you, as you read this, kind of saw how it can connect to today's society, about how maybe we as people need to make that first change, that you and I need to focus on being open-minded, accepting, loving. You don't always have to agree with people. You can have your own opinions. But if we treat each other with the respect that we want to be treated with, we have a much better chance of getting through life and being decent human beings. So, with that in mind, I'm so glad those of you who read this got to read it with me. I hated this book in high school because I was forced to read it, but I'm telling you now, I love it. After having to read it so many times, you'd think I'd be tired of it, but it's good. Makes me cry every time. And with that, I love you guys. I hope that you have a beautiful summer. I know this was not the ideal for what you wanted for your 10th grade year, but I think we are going to come out of this better people. Hopefully alive, all of us. That would be nice. And with any luck, you'll come visit me next year. I'm probably going to be in the same classroom. Mrs. Zink is probably going to be with me unless they ruin our lives and give her to another person. Rude. Give her to another person like she's someone to give. If they force Mrs. Zink to work with someone else, while I will certainly be sad, I will gladly tell you what her room is. Our hope is that we'll be together again, though. So, with that in mind, I love you. I know I've said that like 8 times, but you know, it's in my heart. Come visit me next year, okay? Okay. Bye, guys.